Hello lovely kids. Today in this video we are going to start chapter number 2 of our Footprints Without Feet for class 10th English. So in this story, the name of the story is The Thief's Story, and this story highlights how kindness, compassion and trust can change even criminals. The Thief's Story by Ruskin Bond is about a 15 years old boy, Hari Singh, whose life changes when he meets Anil, a 25 years old writer. Anil's unspoken words and kind gestures leave very positive imprints on Hari Singh, who is an artful thief. He realized the importance of education and became a better man under Anil's company. The moral which we will get by the end of the story is the human values and the relations are important in life, and such values can change a person too. Let's talk about the writer of the story, Ruskin Bond. So you can see the picture of Ruskin Bond on your screen. Ruskin Bond is a famous Indian writer in English. He was born on 19th May 1934. He is an Indian author of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Landor in Missouri, India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He got the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra for his published book in English. He was awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. So let's talk about the two main characters of the story. First one is Hari Singh, who was a 15 years boy who was an experienced and a successful thief. He was successful because of his cleverness and intelligence. He carefully planned everything before choosing his victims. He went to places where people would unsuspect him and win their confidence to get job. Wherever, when we talk about Anil, he was a kind, simple and easygoing young man. He was a tall and of lean stature and interested in sports like wrestling. He was not very rich and could not afford to employ Hari as a cook. He had the patience and goodness to not only teach Hari to cook but also to read, write and add numbers. Now let's see the summary of the chapter The Thief's Story. Hari Singh was a thief. He was merely 15 years old but was quite good for his age. In fact, Hari Singh wasn't even his real name. He used a different name every month to avoid getting caught. The first time Hari met Anil was at a wrestling match. Anil looked like the perfect mark, simple, kind and easygoing. Hari approached Anil and complimented him on his looks. He told Anil he wanted to work for him. Anil replied that he couldn't pay him. So, Hari said that he would work for food and even lied that he could cook. So Anil agreed and took him in. That night, Hari made dinner. It was so bad that Anil gave it to some stray dogs and told Hari to leave. However, Hari just stood and kept smiling at Anil. Anil relented. He let Hari stay and taught him how to cook. He also taught Hari how to write his name and promised that one day Hari would learn how to write the whole sentences and add numbers. Hari was glad. With some education, he could be better at what he did. Hari found it easy to work for Anil. Every day he would make tea in the morning. Then he would go to the market to buy supplies. He always made a rupees profit every time. Hari also learned quite a bit about Anil. Anil was a writer and did not make steady income. When he did, he would go out and celebrate. When he didn't, he would borrow and worry about his next paycheck. One day, Anil came home flush with several banknotes. He had just sold a book to a publisher. He safely hid the money under his mattress. It had been some time since Hari stole from someone. He made up his mind to steal the money. That night, he crept up to Anil's bed and carefully extracted the money. Then he ran. He ran until he came to Bazaar by the station. There he slowed down and counted the money. There was 600 rupees in the bundle. Hari thought he would live like a king for the next 2 weeks or next 2 weeks. Thinking this, he came to the station. The Lucknow Express was just leaving the platform. If he ran, he could easily jump into one of the compartments. But something stopped him. Hari stood still and watched as the train left. He was alone now and had nowhere to go. He thought about Anil and how his house was, the one place he could go back to. So having nowhere to go, Hari started walking aimlessly and came to a Maidan. There he sat on a bench thinking about Anil's reaction. Anil, he knew, would feel sad, not at the loss of money, but at the loss of trust. It started to rain. Soaked Hari made his way back to the bazaar. He took out the notes, then he thought how about his time at Anil's. He remembered that Anil had promised to teach him to write whole sentences. One day he thought knowing whole sentences would bring him more than thieving could. After all, stealing was easy, but becoming a clever and well-respected man, that was better. So Hari went back to Anil and put the money back under the mattress. Next day, when he woke up, Anil was already making tea. Anil gave him a 50 rupee note as a part of his wages. Then he declared that they were going to learn whole sentences. Hari realized that Anil knew what had happened, but Anil did not say anything. So, dear kids, this was the story of the thief. So, dear kids, we learned here that the story written by Ruskin Bond, which is named as The Thief's Story, is human values and relationships are important in life and it can change a person, as Hari Singh, who is a thief. He though robbed Anil but could not run away with his money, as Anil was an honest and genuine man. So here the message, or we can say the other moral of the story, is not to betray the trust reposed on you by a person. Once the trust of a person is lost, everything is lost. Thank you very much. In the next video, we will see the explanation of the story. Have a good day.